Module 3, using the keyboard, the old keyboard that everyone's so frustrated with. Okay, so in this we'll talk about typing shortcuts, cut, copy, and paste, autocorrection and correcting stuff yourself, deleting text, using cap locks, numbers, punctuation, symbols, accented letters, splitting your keyboard, which is pretty cool, inserting photos into an email, yay, and inserting photos with an app like Dropbox. I'm going to show you something super cool today. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this on your iPad, but also just remember that if you have another type of device, you can do it on there as well. Now, if you have iCloud integration, this will go across all devices on your iPad to your iPhone. Okay, so that's good. You also can do this on Microsoft. So let me show you how to do it on your iPad and what this does. So let's say I say something all the time, like I have a confidentiality clause. If I type CONF spacebar, it populates everything that I put in this confidentiality clause. Or something that iPad's a pain to type because the little I, the big P, so I actually put it in to my shortcut. So watch what I type, iPad, and it populates it to what I want it to be. DL is my name, SS is my corporate training company, it'll populate it. So think about how you can make this so handy. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, I'm going to go to my settings. Now you'll notice my settings are on my home row. And I showed you how to do that in Module 1, how to create folders, and so go back if you don't know how to do that. So we'll click on Settings, we'll go General, and then scroll down to where it says Keyboard, and here's all the ones I have. So I'm just going to delete this one. I swipe to the left and delete it, and then I'll show you how to recreate something. So I add a new shortcut. So let's say, for me, I do a lot of training at a RE/MAX training center up on 7th. So people are always saying, where's that address again? So I can put it right in the phrase. So what I would do is type in the address, 1428 West 7th, and then I can put WA, whatever I would use to remember this. So work address, training address, WA works for me for this. I hit save at the top here, and now it's in my shortcuts. So if I go back to creating an email again, and I type WA, isn't that awesome? So start completing all the shortcuts for stuff that you use all the time. And here's a tip. If it's a long-winded one like this confidentiality clause, what I did with this is I actually grabbed the info that's already got the right no typos, and I emailed it to myself. I opened it up on my iPad, I copied the text, and then I pasted it into the phrase field. So then I didn't have to worry about it. And then once you do it, just test it, make sure it looks okay, and then you'll save yourself a ton of time. So as I mentioned in the last slide, if you have several Apple devices, you can keep the shortcuts all in sync by turning on Documents and Data with iCloud. So how do you do that? You go to Settings, iCloud, and you just turn on Documents and Data here. There's a couple ways to get cap locks, but you can double tap the one arrow, or you can tap both once. Okay, I usually like double tapping the one arrow, and you just tap it once to go back to normal. Okay, there's some pretty cool features on the keyboard that you may not know. So let's just talk about just a few things here. So on the bottom there's the period, question mark, 1, 2, 3. So you know this is my normal keyboard right now to type letters. So if I click on that one on the bottom left, it appears for the numbers and some symbols. If you need other symbols, you look next to the undo button, which is the pound plus equals, and you'll get even more symbols. And then of course those two keys change again. It's back to 1, 2, 3 to get back to the numbers, or ABC. So let's click 1, 2, 3. There's some options now. You'll figure out which ones you want to use a lot of, but let's say you want the symbol for degree all the time. You'll notice that if I hold 0 down for slightly longer than normal and slide my finger up at the top here, I've now put in the degree symbol. So you might also wonder, how do I get the copyright symbol? So lots of people, you need that sometimes. Well, you actually have to download a keyboard, which I show you a little bit later in this module, but I have it installed on this, so I'll just show you how to get to the copyright from here. You click on the world right there, and then under that there's a C for copyright, and you can easily use it. It's a free keyboard, so that'll help you in the future. To get out of here, you just click on the world again, and I'm back in my regular keyboard. Okay, so I also want to show you some cool things while typing. So I'm going to type "Welcome to Darci Talks," and the D is capitalized. So you have to hit the arrow, so it's a dark gray, and then you know it's capped for one letter. So as I type the D, then it goes back. You see it's light gray again. So let me show you that again. I click that, and then it's dark, and then I click it again, it's light. So it just caps it for one letter. So I finished typing. So another thing you can do if you just want to cap one letter is just use the finger slide. So I don't have to tap it, then tap the D. I just hit the up arrow, and then I move my finger over to the D, and then it's capped. That's really fast, so try that out. That same trick also works if you just want to put a number in. iPad users can use their fingers to split the keyboard in two, enabling typing with thumbs while holding the device. It looks like this, so it's pretty neat. Lots of people like doing this, but you have to figure out whether it's for you. You do have to actually enable something, which I'll show you on the next slide, in order to actually have this work. It should work by default, but if it's not, let's check to see if the setting is on to actually split your keyboard. You go to Settings, General, Keyboard, and then turn on Split Keyboard if that isn't working for you. Inserting a photo or video in an email. Ah, yay, we can finally do this. So let me show you how. So hold your finger in the body of the message and release, and you'll see the option to. Select all, paste, and if you have something in your clipboard, obviously you could paste it here. And quote level. I'll stop right here because I know I'm going to get questions on this. What is quote level? Well, I personally have never used it, but basically it lets you manually increase and decrease the quotation level, the number of indentations and quote level indicators. Clear as mud. Just try it out and see if you'd ever use it. I have never done it. So what we're going to do is use the last one that says insert photo or video. It only allows you to use your camera roll or photo streams or iCloud photos. If you're using another service like Dropbox or Google Docs or something similar to keep your photos, I'll show you how to do it in Dropbox and similar platforms in the next video. So we just click on Insert Photo. We find the photo we want, click on that photo, and then we just say Use at the top right. There it is, and I can send that photo off. So you need to open up the app that has the photo in it. I'm using Dropbox, but it doesn't matter whether you're using Google Drive or Box.net or whatever application you're using. You go to the folder that has the picture in it that you want to send to someone. You find the photo, you tap on the image, and here's the thing, there's a couple options. One is that you can actually save it to the photo library and then go back to the last slide and go through that same process in the email and pick it that way. Or the easier way, if you're already in here, is you click on this and you say email. Pretty easy. Okay, everyone wants to know where you get those smiley faces. We call them emoticons. This This way that I'm going to show you, it's actually a keyboard that we will add to our device, but it has way more than smiley faces. You've seen it in some of the other videos, the copyright, there's animal pictures, just a whole bunch of things. So what you do is you go to Settings, you go to General and Keyboard, Add New Keyboard. This is also where you'd add other languages if you wanted to. And we click on the emoji keyboard, and then you'll see a new little icon on your keyboard which looks like the world. You click on that and there's a variety. There's the happy faces. If you click on another menu on the bottom, there's some nice little creatures, and you can just click on it and add it to your emails and other things. So enjoy the emoji keyboard. The slide function is pretty amazing. So all you do is tap and hold the Shift button. Now the Shift button are the arrows either to the left or the right, and then you just slide over to the letter you want to capitalize. Just a super quick way with one finger to cap a letter. Then it just goes back into normal keyboard mode. Lots of people don't know that you can get other symbols just by holding down certain keys. Like the degree symbol, all you do is hold down the 0. See the link below for more, but just play around and press on some keys and see what you can find. If you tap the spacebar 2 times, it will insert a period, puts the correct amount of spaces in, and caps the next letter. Try it out. You're typing and you did a typo, or autocorrect performed its magic. And that reminds me, I actually put a link below on a funny site called Damn You Autocorrect. There is some profanity, but it's super funny, and I wanted to share with you because it's real life instances where autocorrect does its thing and you don't notice it, and you send off your text or your message. So it's quite funny. Okay, on to the lesson. So instead of deleting the word or retyping it, you just tap the backspace once. You'll see the replacement options, and then you select the word. For this to work, you have to have ended the word, so a space should be just after it. You can copy what you're typing, or you can copy text in another app like Facebook or Safari. All you do is double tap on the word and it'll bring up all the options you see here. Click on copy and essentially it's in your clipboard now. I'll show you how to paste in a bit, but let me continue on how to copy a word in another program like Safari. Here in Safari, we just press and hold until the option to copy or define's actually pretty handy. It'll actually define the word as long as you have access to the internet, so that's handy. This option also appeared in the last slide where I showed you how to do this within an email. So now this word, phone, is in my clipboard. To paste what's in your clipboard, you have to be in a blank space where you can enter text, like an email, the body of the message, an iMessage, or even a URL. You just tap in the field or the text area once, and then you'll see the paste option. Click on paste or tap on paste, and the word will appear. Paste works the same way whether you have one word or a paragraph in your clipboard. Let me show you how to copy more than one word. To select more text, you can tap and hold the blue dots on either side of the word and drag in the direction you want. Once you let go, all the options show up. So you can copy the word, sentence, or a whole screen of text. If you double tap outside the text area, it will bring up an option asking you to select, select all, paste, quote level, insert photo or video, which is all fairly self-explanatory. Undo and redo, or shake, rattle, and roll. Did you know that you can actually shake your device to undo typing? Now try it out. I think it looks pretty funny, especially on a big iPad. iPhone maybe not so much, but it does work, so check it out. It will ask you then, do you want to undo typing? And you click on yes. Now the other way is I just type, I have to, and I click on the period, question mark, 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice that the undo button appears. So I